bro, done hella footwork. Now we got a booming line. The track's booming, right? I thought you niggas knew this, right? Jump in the car and I'm zooming by. Like, hi, bye. The track's booming, right? I thought you niggas knew this, right? Jump in the car and I'm zooming by. Like, hi.
Into worldwide. Nice and early here in Sydney, but it was worth it today. I feared the worst when we went down 1-0, but, you know, thanks for joining me for stoppage time. Inter 3, Torino 1. The scoreline probably isn't going to change, and, you know, just some amino acids, no alcohol, no liquor for this time of the morning, but, you know, cheers, chin chin. We're going to reach our bare minimum goal of qualifying for the Champions League. And we're not going to have to wait till match day 37 or match day 38. We've just concluded match day 32, which leaves 6 games remaining until the end of the season. And we have basically secured the Champions League spots. We're 1 point away now. And when it gets to this point of the season, as you would have noticed with last season and the one before, every drop point, it's basically magnified by 5 or 6 because the anxiety comes into it. You have the whole team that needs to gather themselves again at training and whatnot. But this 3 points here today will seal qualification. And I'm so happy that we finally get to do it. Last chance for Inter here, Ericsson. Yeah, so it hasn't been a bad game from Inter. We played poor in the first half, but the second half was really good. Conte gets them G'd up again. We'll talk a little bit about the game before we move into where it leaves us, because I'm really happy about where it's left us, okay? Maybe we'll just talk about that first. Where it leaves us is it leaves us in second position on 68 points. We're now plus 14. Yeah, we are plus 14 to Roma with 6 games remaining, meaning that 1 dropped point for Roma would mean we only need 1 point to qualify. So it's done now. Grande ragazzi. Match day 32. Now, I said at the start of the season, all I want out of this season is to challenge Juve and to qualify for the Champions League super early. We're doing the second one. We did the first goal to an extent. We've dropped the ball and I'm still pissed off. At the end of the day, this result should have been the result that got Bruno and I together, that got me and a few other people together to celebrate. But it's hard to celebrate. It's hard because, yeah, on one side, I want to look at it as, oh wow, we've qualified for the Champions League 5-6 games beforehand. Great progress. If we don't fuck that game up, excuse my language, against Bologna, if we don't screw that game up against Sassuolo, if we don't drop those goals to Lecce, to Atalanta, to Cagliari, to Fiorentina, to Verona, those 20 points that we have dropped from leading positions, it's not just dropped, we've dropped these from leading positions. And because of this, we can't now look towards the Scudetto, because at the end of the day, we're not good enough, but we really should have been, man. Juventus haven't been that great, and now we're -8. I think we're -8 or -10 from them this morning. We should be like at the -3. We should really be -3, -4. The fact that Lazio aren't still there, oh man, that's just as gut-wrenching really, because they had all the momentum and then they realized that, oh look, we have to play more than 1 football game per week. What do you do? Go figure. In terms of the match though, first half was horrendous. No creativity, no attack, no flow, especially on the right-hand side. D'Ambrosio is decent. I'm happy for him to stay on the bench, the same way I've been happy for him to stay on the bench the last 3 years, but I'd be starting Candreva over him. That's how little he contributes attack-wise, and we've known this for ages. He's bang average. Ashley Young. I've spoken to a few people about this and they all agree this guy's got a high footballing IQ, and when you have players that actually understand the game properly, and when a manager tells them to jump, they say how high, there's a combination of Young is really determined to do well and he understands Antonio Conte's system and his process, which is why he is able to perform 3 or 4 fundamental tasks very well. He can dribble, he can track back, he can cross, he can attack. He's not limited. He's never going to give you a 9 out of 10 performance in any of those characteristics, but he'll give you a 6.5 minimum. And today I think he was at 7.5, 8 overall. His contributions at the start of the second half were awesome. Without him, we really don't go 1-0 up. With him, we don't go 2-1 up. Sorry, with him, we don't get the first or the second goal. it's very important to shout out Alexis Sanchez. He was fundamental in creating movement off the ball today. We need to redeem this guy. Alexis Sanchez is coming at us for a bargain price of 12 to 15 mil. I hope Marotta is working something behind the doors here, because I actually think we'd be silly not to. Lautaro was selfish again today, but at the end of the day, he got his goal. I like how we're at the position where Conte has trained the mentality of these players to, and it's happened throughout the season. When we score goals, there's not too much celebrating that goes on. It's more like all right, we're content that we've done well. It's very German philosophy in a way. You know, no need to go crazy when you score. Lautaro scores his first goal this morning, and does the little like he's pressing the FIFA celebrations on PlayStation. He really needed to get that mental monkey off his back, and I'm glad he did. I'm really glad he did. This table's not updated, so let's have a little look together before we close up this video. Who else today? So I think Bastoni was good today. I think Godin was good today. He didn't have the best first half, but he wasn't horrible in the first half, and the second half he really came to life. Diego Godin's most likely leaving us at the end of the season, though. I don't see us redeeming a €6 to €6.5 million wage bill for him next season. I think we're probably going to get somebody else in who's maybe 2 years younger and just rinse and repeat that seasoned experience centre-back. A la Miranda, Godin. It's probably Vertonghen next, to be honest. So, yeah, good for us. Looking at the table now, we've just jumped up to second, so not too sure if you guys can see, probably not, doesn't matter. So into second on 68, but more importantly, it's the jump between us and Roma in fifth now, so 14 points. Mathematically and statistically, we cannot be caught by Milan, but that's not really a cause for celebration anymore, is it, ragazzi? In terms of where we go from here, our next fixture is against Spal, which means 3 points against Spal wraps up UCL qualification. So you will hear from us then, which is pretty soon. I believe the match is July 17th, so 3 days from today. We will check in for Spal in 3 days from today, and hopefully the media monkey dies out. Hopefully from here it just becomes a lot easier to support this team. Couldn't have said it any other way. Forza Inter worldwide. Ciao ragazzi.